ठीक है, got it. Okay.
Okay, yes. Yep.
Good evening, Mr. Balwant Singhal.
Good morning. Oh, good evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you today? This is Shubha.
Yeah. Hello.
So, sir, आप कहाँ पर हैं?
Washington DC area.
अच्छा अच्छा. Okay, okay. Yeah, good, great. So, आपके yeah 8 बजने को आए हैं. For you too. Okay.
Well, I forgot a couple of times. One time I got busy.
Okay, no problem. Today is good. I'm glad you could join today.
You from 65 batch, sir?
Yeah, I'm from 65 batch. And then I spent another 4 years in college as a lecturer also after that.
Good, good. So, गुरुजी प्रणाम बोलेंगे आपको.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
तो कौन से ब्रांच में थे, सर?
Mechanical.
Mechanical. So, I'll just update your name to reflect that.
Okay.
So, sir, आप कब से हैं DC में?
1978.
Okay, okay.
And 88 I moved back to India. So then I was working for Nestle in Moga, Punjab.
Okay.
That's my hometown anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
There were 3.5 years. So then Punjab problem came up and all the militancy and something. Then I left back.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
गाना वाना भी गाते हो? मोगा वाले बड़े गाना गाते हैं.
नहीं, मेरे को गाना वाना कुछ नहीं आता है.
क्योंकि हमारी महफिल में खासियत है कि एक संधू जी मोगा के हैं.
Oh, he is my good friend. He is very good friend of mine.
Yeah, so he is the one, and एक Arvind 83 वो भी मोगा वाला है.
And then another, I think the guy 1965 batch also, he comes a lot. He sings Punjabi songs. पंजाबी भी गाने गाता है. वो उसका नाम
श्यामलाल जी. श्यामलाल जी आपके बैच के.
हाँ जी. आप कौन से बैच के हैं?
Sir, I am 81 batch.
81.
Yeah, I am also 81 batch.
81, okay.
Yeah, I'm 81 electrical.
मैं तो कुरुक्षेत्र campus 65 to 75. I was on campus.
Okay.
First of all, I was student. Then I was lecturer.
Lecturer. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So. That's good. तो DC में काफी लोग हैं, मतलब are you in touch with people others in DC area?
एक आदमी है मेरे बिल्कुल घर के 1 मील पे रहता है, उसका नाम है, मैं भूल रहा हूँ. He is only like मेरे घर से 2 मील दूर होगा.
अच्छा अच्छा. ओके ओके.
एक रमेश चड्डा है, वो 15-20 मील पे या 25 मील पे, वो मेरे बैच का ही है.
अच्छा. ओके. या ओके.
इनको जोड़ो ना सर, हमारे को इनके नंबर दे दो, इनको ग्रुप में ऐड करेंगे. आई डोंट नो इफ ही इज देयर.
उनके नंबर है, मैं दे दूंगा. उनके नंबर है मेरे पास.
हाँ, तो वो रेकनिटका का जो ग्रुप बनाया हुआ है हमने यूएस का, वी कैन मेक हिम पार्ट ऑफ दैट.
Sure, I will do that.
Yeah, and sir, in fact, what we are thinking about that having get-togethers regionally, like for example, DC, Virginia area में होगा एक, then Boston area में होगा, Atlanta में, then West Coast पे. That's what we were thinking कि
Sure.
we can have get-together quarterly or वगैरह. So that would be great.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll reach out to you.
Sure.
No
problem.
Yeah. So we'll wait for some time. कोई और आएगा तो आज सबसे कम when we did the survey about those 4 time slots कि किसके लिए कौन सा convenient है, तो आज के सबसे कम numbers थे.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why we had today.
No problem.
Sunday evening as the last meeting we kept. But we just wanted to make sure that we cover all the slots so everyone can join whenever is possible for them.
Sure.
Yeah. So, sir, what do you do?
I took retirement a couple of years ago. I worked for, मैंने काम किया Bechtel के लिए 25 साल, Bechtel Power Corporation.
Okay, yes.
उनके लिए I worked for 25 years in nuclear industry.
Yes.
So, and then I went to NRC, federal government job. I worked there for 15 years. So in 2020, I took retirement.
Okay, good. Yeah. So we see Sisodia also joined.
Yeah.
Hello, Sisodia ji. He is on mute.
Sisodia sir, unmute yourself.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
So we have
And
one.
then Mr. Kapoor, 66 batch.
He's also, yes, he's joining.
Harinder ji, very early good morning.
Yes, thank you.
So grateful to you. You are making so much of effort.
Yes, and he is the one who is getting up early in the morning to attend these calls.
Yeah.
And staying late for the morning when we have morning calls. Okay.
And we're thankful to 65, 66 batch, बड़े regular हैं. Batla sir भी आ गए 66 batch के. Kapoor साहब, welcome. As always, regular.
Thank you.
And Sisodia is always 100% hit rate उनका.
Thank you.
Good evening, Batla sir. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you? I'm sorry I couldn't join a couple of meetings. There were some conflicts. So I'm glad this is a good time slot for me.
Yeah, good. That's the reason, exactly. That's the reason we had these 4 meetings at 4 different time slots.
Yes.
So that everyone can attend according to their convenience. So
yes.
I'm glad you can attend today.
Sure.
Yeah. So maybe we should start and people will join. And as I was saying, today is the 4th meeting of the set of 4 meetings we had, initial meetings we have scheduled. And these meetings, the reason we scheduled these meetings at 4 different time slots, that because we wanted, we asked people that what are the time slots that are convenient for them, and we got almost not equal but quite distribution across these 4 slots. So we decided to have these 4 meeting for the 4 slots, and this is mainly the main objective is to brainstorm ideas about what type of initiatives we alumni here in US can start. So that was the reason, and I did circulate a Google sheet with the so everyone can jot down to the list the initiatives they are thinking about or they're interested in. And right now there are some 6-7 initiatives mentioned there. And I will quickly go through those initiatives. Or maybe I can go to the initiatives afterwards, but quickly we can have brief introduction of each of us. Balwant sir, I think you can start 65.
Sure, no problem. So my name is Balwant Singh. I'm from 1965 batch. And I was in college from 65 to 70. Then with a year's gap, I came back as a lecturer. So, and the people from 66 batch may recognize me. I was there from 71 to 75 as a member of the mechanical staff. And then I kind of competed for the UPSC and I got selected over there, and I was working for Central PWD in New Delhi. Worked there for 3 years, and then I migrated to US. So then I moved back to India again and stayed there for 3 years and came back again. So since then I've been here. I'm basically retired now. I worked for 25 years for Bechtel. Then I worked for 15 years for NRC, and 2 years before I took the retirement. So I'm basically enjoying the retired life right now.
And Balwant sir,
What does NRC stand for? What is it?
Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Thank you.
Yes.
And Balwant sir is in Washington DC area.
Yeah, I live in Washington, basically Maryland suburb of DC.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. And then we have 66 batch. Rajendra Kapoor, sir.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, Rajendra Kapoor. I've been in USA since 1977. I had come here first time in 1971. I came here because EPI will not let me do MBA part-time in Delhi University. So came here, did MBA, and I have been here since and never looked back. And I'm right now in Virginia Beach, retired, but accepted US government's job because it was available here and I'm in good health. So.
Raj, you don't look like you're retired looking at your WhatsApps. It looks like you're traveling all over the place.
Oh, I love it. I like it. Traveling is my hobby. I have been through about 27, maybe even 30 countries, and I have seen every state in USA. And before coming from India, also I had seen all 21 states of India at that time as they were, before division of Punjab, Haryana. So
that's fantastic.
That's my hobby. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Batla sir.
Yeah, I introduced myself before, but I came here right as I graduated in 71. I came, that was my goal in school, that I am going to go get an assistantship, and I graduated in May, June, and in August I was on a plane to United States. Went to A&M, Texas A&M, got my master's, and then worked for various companies. Biggest company I worked for was Motorola. We developed these cell phones, 25 years there. And then also did some time in oil and gas with General Electric and Siemens. I retired 3 years ago, and unfortunately I was very ill right as I retired, and I think I'm on my way to recovery. So basically enjoying retirement. I'm in Dallas, Texas. So I've lived in Dallas. I lived in Texas 50 years, so pretty much a Texan.
Did you ever come to your factory in Seguin?
Yes, I did. That factory was semiconductor, and I was in the communication sector, but I did go there a few times.
And they did make cell phones. They did make cell phones. They assembled,
They made the chips. They made the semiconductor that get used in cell phones. And actually, ironically, I'm a mechanical engineer, and I have 2 patents in semiconductor industry because Motorola had semiconductor division, and I don't know how. I was troubleshooting issues in the radios, and I was in advanced manufacturing research, and I just lucked into it that I come up with the idea how they could make semiconductors more efficient, and I got awarded a patent and several trips to our Phoenix facility, which was semiconductor. So I did that, but I'm basically a mechanical engineer. I went through the traditional mechanical engineering, like drawings, which I learned at REC, and being on a board, and then became a professional engineer, and moved into management and so on. So,
did you do any photo etch lines?
What was that?
Photo etch lines?
Yes, but you know, they Motorola, they manufacture these circuit boards, so they had lots of this, but I was more not into manufacturing but into research, but my boss was very much into looking at purchasing competitor equipment and tearing it apart and finding what technologies or manufacturing or were being used out there, so we could learn and improve. And it's interesting that we bought the first Macintosh computer and we took it apart, and the housing, the outer shell, had signature of all the important people in Apple, and there was Steve Jobs' signature etched on the inside of that Macintosh. And my boss used to say, "My God, that's Steve Jobs." I said, "Well, who's he?" He said, "Oh, it was interesting working for him. He was a chemist, and but he was very. I mean, I learned so much from him. Became a black belt and all that. So."
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's very good. Only thing is that we could not do anything, even tell anybody, forget patent because we were in the defense.
Oh, you are in the defense, okay.
So basically, I did the photo etch lines, and we build semiconductors and chips and wafers for B1B.
Oh, okay.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but in our industry, radios, Motorola basically, before the cell phones, it was these two-way radios. And these are, I mean, Motorola was the top in the country, and in those days there was no internet or anything. And I tell you, this radio is this big, and it's like a suitcase. And with this radio, you could communicate 300 miles with no towers, no infrastructure. You don't need any T-Mobile or Verizon, anything. You could just, the radio was so powerful. And those radios are now being used in the Defense Department, and they use them in wars. All the government, immigration, and those, they still make them, and they use them where they do not have any infrastructure, like in the, so they could communicate. And they had issued me this radio while we were working there. I mean, the employees could, certain employees could have, and we found a way that with that radio, we could get into the local telephone system and make phone calls. I mean, this is like, we are talking 1980. And so I installed that in my car with a big antenna, and this radio is in there, so I could make a phone call. And I was visiting my friend, and I called him, and I said, "Hey, open the door, I'm here." And he says, "What do you mean you're here? You're just calling me from your home and you're telling me you're here." I said, No, open the door. I'm here. He opened the door. He says, "How are you making a phone call from your car?" I said, "Hey, I work for Motorola, and we have these radios." So that's interesting times. I mean, things have changed. Back then, we used to say, "Hey, there is going to be one day, like Social Security, we all going to have a number. And that number is going to be, your number, and you're going to be able to communicate." And, I mean, now that's like, it's a given. Everybody, thinks it's the birthright to have a cell phone and communicate like that. But back then, there was no internet. There was, it was these radios, and Motorola was the top in the country. Nobody could sell GE used to make, Uniden used to make, and there were a couple of
Mega, MCGAW.
Yeah, they used to make, but nobody could keep up. And they would make radios that you could have in a taxi, and you could communicate, a plumbing company or any company that could communicate with their crew. And those were small radios. And we made lots of those small ones. But the big ones that the government purchases, US government, Army, nobody makes those, just only Motorola.
I
And
had for 2 years phone number 1700 Raj Kapoor. These were the days when we used to have 6-pound cell. It was on the cell. And then later on, when everybody started calling the numbers, I gave up that because it was expensive. But we had that 6-pound, and we had the 1700 Raj Kapoor number during 1994 through 1997 or so.
well, it's not all about me, guys. You talk, and I'm just going on and on about my
Yeah.
one of the companies I work for. So
Yeah, interesting experience.
very interesting. There are lots of stories to tell.
Yeah. So next, Vimal sir. Yeah.
Hi, college.
Can you-
Are you calling me, Vim?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I am just a visitor to this Canada as on date. I am in Canada, but and I just saw this and I just joined. I am not a USA or a Canada resident. I am visiting from Delhi.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Welcome.
That's fine. Welcome. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, welcome. And you're
So
which
I
batch?
just
Which
happened to
batch?
see it. It's just an incidentally that I just opened it. Well, I'm from Delhi and I'm visiting. I have been visiting USA since 1987, and I was working for government in the trade promotion department. So my job was to create awareness about India's merchandise and services across the world. So in 87, we visited to promote Indian software. And I visited Silicon Valley to tell people in USA that India has a potential in electronics and software. And I was here for 6 weeks. And since then, I have been visiting in different capacities and for different work. I retired in 2014 as a general manager, India Trade Promotion Organization. And since then, I'm traveling here and there. And today, I'm with all of you. Any other questions you have in mind?
What
is
year
your
you
ba-
graduated from?
I graduated in 77. I'm a 72 batch mechanical.
72. Okay. Mechanical?
Mechanical, yes.
Okay. Good.
Where in
And-
Canada are you right now?
Yeah, right now I am in Mississauga in Canada and I am with my batchmate, 72 batch, Mr. Jas Virk. He is
Good.
with me.
Oh,
I will pass it on to him once I am through. If any other questions for me?
No,
It was
that's
interesting
welcome to
hearing
Canada.
Mr.
Enjoy.
What is it?
Welcome to Canada and enjoy. Enjoy
Yeah,
your visit.
well, we were in Niagara Falls. I just heard Mr. Kapoor and Mr. Bhatia. It was interesting. I will pass it on to Mr. Jas Virk. He is also 72 batch. He is electronics. And I am his guest today in his house in Mississauga. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, very good evening. And I'm Jas Virk, and it's by chance Vimal is with me, and he is visited from India. And I immigrated to Canada in 2005, and since then I am here. But I, well, in the 18 December, since December 18 to October 21, I was in USA for these many months. And there I have been managing some hotels, Holiday Inn, Quality Inn, and then I came back to Canada. My family is here, so I'm still managing those hotels now from here, Canada. And but I passed out as a electronics engineer in 77, 72 batch. Then I did some, job initially in Mohali. There is a, that time there was a one Punjab Electronics Corporation. So there I did a job for a year. Then I went to Ludhiana and started my own business. And then from there I moved to, after staying in Ludhiana for 5 years, I moved to Delhi, and I was Delhi in 20 years. And there I have been then entirely in a different field. When internet came to India, I went into internet, and I've been doing internet marketing and everything there. And then I came to Canada in 2005, and there also I have been doing this job. And in 2000, December 18, I went over to USA because one of my friends, he has a lot of hotels there, and he wanted me to come over there to manage those hotels. So I was there managing those hotels, and then I came back, and now I'm still managing those hotels from here. So this
Which
is
hotels you manage? Which?
Mississauga. It's in Great Toronto area. If you heard of, it's next to adjoining Toronto. So
No, I know the city you're from. I'm
Yeah.
saying what kind of hotels? Holiday Inns, Marriott, which one?
Then we have 3 hotels there. It's in the Louisiana state, and the city is the capital of Louisiana, that is Baton Rouge. So it is next to Texas. So in Baton Rouge, we have a Holiday Inn, Quality Inn, and then there is an extended stay hotel, that is a Staybridge, not Staybridge, Suburban. So these are the 3 hotels we have there in Baton Rouge.
So you manage long distance?
Yeah, it's now remotely. I manage we have almost 70 to 80 workers. I mean, staff is there, managers are there, 1 AGM is there. So I do it. Most of the systems are online these days, all our property management systems and everything is online. So, and then everything, your, what do you call it? Video is there, TV, CCTV. So it's all, I'm managing now remotely from Canada.
Yeah, just to let you know, Subhash Gera of 1966 mechanical batch is settled in Baton Rouge, and he has own water lab, testing lab.
I think I have met him. If I'm not wrong, he has been doing some water testing for our hotels. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Subhash Gera, last time I met him was at Niagara Falls.
Okay.
Subhash and his wife Sadhana, they were both there with us.
Okay.
So he's a great guy. Just in case if you want to know, he's in Baton Rouge.
Okay. Can you I'll to this number, I think you have Bimal's number. You can send him his contact number. I'll find out if he's doing any lab testing, water testing for our hotels or not.
I will send it through Miss Sudhaka.
Shubha.
Yeah. Through you, okay?
Yeah, yes.
Because I don't know everybody's number, but I'll send it to you about Subhash Gera. He was in all experiments. He was my batchmate because his number was 2 or 3 numbers passed from me.
Right.
You can
I'll surely contact him and find out.
Yeah.
So what he's doing, what he can.
You could put it on the chat.
But I know there is one company every 6 months we have to do it. It's under the compliance, grad standard compliance, that the water testing is done by some lab. Yeah.
Anybody has Suresh Jagtiani ever participated? He's in Canada.
No, I have not.
Nobody?
No.
He's on the WhatsApp group. 66.
I'll brief. There is a very active Canada group in.
I have been inducted into by Nikesh Jain into the Canada group. I am the one visiting from Delhi. Yeah. I was inducted 2 days before in this Canada group, and that's the reason I could attend this Zoom meeting.
So you could have, I think Mr. Virk is there, or is he not there?
Mr. Virk is not there because he has come back only to Canada recently. He was in States for 3 years.
Yeah.
So he is not in the group yet. I don't think you are in the group. No, he is not in the group yet.
So we can patch him, and I will just ping you there, and you could get him inside. Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah, we have a WhatsApp group, REC 66, and Suresh Jagtiani often participates in there, but he's in Canada.
Yeah, Suresh Jagtiani. I could get this information from RECNITKA Canada group.
Yeah, Suresh Jagtiani is also in RECNITKA USA group also. He actually just answered today a question of somebody who was having problem with the encroaching of apartments. So Suresh Jagtiani actively answered his question.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thank you, sir. So next, Anil Jain?
Yeah, yeah. I've been attending all these meetings, so everybody knows
Yeah.
me. I
Yeah.
live in New Jersey. I'm 67 batch mechanical, and initially I worked in Faridabad for 4 years in calvinators. Then I went to Dubai, did a lot of things, and started my own in electrical. And then 2003 I came here because from Dubai to go back to India and children were not ready. So my daughter was studying here, so we all came here. My son and my family, my wife. I mean.
So Anil, what do you do now?
Nothing, just retired sort of. I've not
Retired,
been
okay.
keeping. I've not been keeping well. I've taken a real estate license. I do some little bits in there.
Real estate is doing very well.
Nowadays, yes.
Realtors are doing phenomenal here.
Yeah.
But it'll go down again as they increase the rates. They started already, affecting.
I don't know how it is in. You're not in Canada, are you?
No, I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey. So you know what's happening in. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. You want to buy a home, you list it for something, and you have to pay 100 to 150,000 over the list price. I've never seen anything like this, and this is what's going on right now.
Yeah. Yep.
In New Jersey, it has affected because a lot of people from New York are shifting. Because there's work from home tendency. So people from New York are shifting here. If they have to work from home, they can, at a same price, they can get a bigger house. And
Yeah.
That's the reason here in
Right.
New Jersey. I don't know
Right.
about that.
Right.
Thank you, sir. So next is Sisodia, sir. If you can introduce.
Yep. Good evening, everyone. I'm in San Jose with my daughter for a few months. Another 2 months I'll be here. But very nice to get across to all of you here in US. Wonderful to connect. And just to introduce, I have been with the largest commercial enterprise in India, Indian Oil Corporation, and I superannuated as executive director in 2019. And after that, I am keeping busy myself with as technical advisor and strategist in the highway industry. And I'm with a asset management company called Cube Highways, and I'm on the board of this company. I have shared with the youngsters who have been joining. There are a lot of scope on testing equipments on the highways and right up to the artificial intelligence being used for the highway testing in India. Great potential. So in case some people are, and I find a lot of equipment manufacturers in US. So if this could be of any interest to for any of the youngsters here who have some kind of outlook for business in India, in next about 5-10 years, this industry is going to multiply at least by 3 to 4 times. So there are a lot of roads to be done. So that's it. And we look forward to keep meeting like this and take blessings of the seniors in particular and hear their experiences here in US.
So,
Sisodia Sahab,
yes.
Asset management is going to be very, very good area to develop also, as we are looking for everything to be for 25 to 40 years. There is a asset management association. The president of it is Dr. Shiv Kumar. He's from India. And if you need, I'll send you his contact information. He's with Woolpert. Woolpert is one of the expert companies in asset management in USA. And has done a lot of federal and all airports, mostly doing the asset management. So it's again a new field developing, just like your artificial intelligence on roads. We see in the morning every day at 7 o'clock, where is the accident? So India is developing that. That's very good. Same way asset management will be. And second thing, there is a lot more manufacturing equipment for building roads is being developed too, in addition to materials development and composites for the roads, where
Wonderful.
you can recycle the materials. So
Yes.
you are in a very good place to help them. And you
Yes.
can also send all your oil waste over there too, to keep it flexible. Thank you,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
welcome
So-
to USA for your visit.
Thank you.
Canada
Thank
is
you.
a nice city. I used to visit it every year to the
Yes.
airport because my sister retired in Napa Valley, but she just moved. Actually, they are in the process of moving
Yes.
to Oklahoma City, Norman, because his son is there, and her daughter is in Dallas. She's right now in Dallas as the things are being moved. So I don't think I will again come to San Jose unless we will come to visit or something. Thank you.
Don't worry, Kapoor sir. I'll keep visiting US. They are going to be here, so maybe sometimes I'll come and visit you.
Yes, sir. Please, you are welcome. Thank you.
So,
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sonia, are you here on business or you're?
Oh, no,
just
actually, let me tell you, my daughter is here. She is daughter and son-in-law both are working, and they were blessed with twins about 3 months back. So we are here since January. So these first 6 months are very important. So we are going to be here till July, and then son-in-law's parents are going to take over from us. So that's how we have planned.
Congratulations, Nanaji. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are they your first grandfather, first time, or you have more?
Oh, first time.
Well, congratulations. It's a
Thank
very
you.
good, exciting time.
Thank you. And
God bless them. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Harinder, you want to go ahead, please?
Yes, I am Harinder Salwan, 81 batch electronics communication based out of Bombay, and driving the RECNITKA initiatives across. RECNITKA basically was initiated way back in 2011 because the college alumni was defunct actually. So once we got into the motion, we set up recnitka.org website, and we have connected people. We have around 54 groups spread across the country, cities, and continents across the globe. So US and Canada were the initial, which we had set up in 2017. So WhatsApp came there. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. If you just search out RECNITKA, because people wanted to, still we don't want to forget REC, but NIT aane ke baad REC was not there. So we did the synergy of using REC, NIT as one word, and then KA stands for Kurukshetra. A is alumni, and we created a Section 8 company in 2017, and that's how RECNITKA is actively involved. And what we do is just for the alumni. We are by the alumni, and whatever the alumni says, we do it. We are taking care of any batchmates who are in distress or their families are in problem, because there's no platform per se in any alumni. Whether if I go to the college alumni, they don't have a infrastructure to take care of the alumni. They are only looking at inputs and guidance and suggestions. We also do that. So our primary focus is basically do something for the alumni and give something back to the college. So if any batch needs us to stand by them, we have stood by them. We've done collections for 80 batch, 71 batch reunion, 83 batches. So whenever you need us, we are there. And if somebody wants to do for the college, we're doing it. So that's how RECNITKA is working basically. And I am supported by two of my batchmates. One is Pradeep Malla and one is Roger. And then in RECNITKA, we have set up a core team of which Shubha and Sisodia ji are executive members. So a couple of members we have onboarded, and we this initiative has started, getting people and connecting people. So this is something about RECNITKA that I wanted to share.
Harinder, is that your main? Is that your?
No, man.
I thought that was your side job, or
No,
is this?
this is my passion, and my job is I'm into licensing, software licensing.
Okay.
We've been doing software licensing for Adobe. I've been selling Adobe licenses since last 25 odd years, and we also do Microsoft Autodesk. And I've been known as a multimedia person, getting into sound cards, CD-ROM drives, introducing into the country when they were there. So, and I've spent around 8 years in the corporate sector working for Kirloskers, Datamatics as a software, and the Sanmar Group in Chennai. That's how I moved on to software, and my business started with a few other wreckers. My classmates, again, Roger is one of my persons who I started helping him, because being in sales and marketing, we started selling his products, and then we jumped full scale into business. So my business base is also rec, so that passion is still there. That यार दोस्त की वजह से हम खड़े हैं, तो कॉलेज के लिए भी कुछ कर सकते हैं. तो the experience that I can share is, if I go across anywhere in any part of the world, if I say I'm a wrecker and I see a wrecker, my doors open to you. ऐसे खुल जाते हैं दरवाजे. And I have experienced it even in India when I had set up a software association, when due to double taxation, there were challenges, and we went into the North Block, and I met a wrecker and I told him this is my problem. And the statement that he made to us is, boss, you are my senior. He was 2 years junior to me. You tell me your problem. You tell me whom you want to meet. The North Block is yours. This office is yours. So that is the support that we've seen across wreckers. And my job was done. We issued a notification with his help. So the doors open when you open up your alumni connections. That's been my experience, and that is what I'm trying to propagate ahead by setting this, because people need to meet each other. They know what, and if you know he's a wrecker, everything opens up.
So you have any website?
That's what I do.
So you have any website wherein you, of your company, wherein you do the selling of Adobe and you sell software application?
Yeah. It's tricom.in. My company is called Tricom. TRICOM.
TRICOM.
Yeah.
Tricom.in or tricom.what?
In.in.
And you said about the software association in Delhi, which you made for avoiding.
Yeah, there was an association called Infotech Software Dealers Association, which was founded by me.
Informatics.
ISODA. It's called ISODA.
ISODA. ISODA.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get the full form.
It's actually here. I'm wearing the T-shirt also. So
Okay.
we done, and we collected all the 100, 200 partners across the country, and we negotiated with the government, and we filed a case challenging dual taxation.
Yeah, that's good of you. Thank you very much, and for sharing this information and for your contribution and everything. RECNIT is something which we have been wanting and dreaming since many years. I don't know whether you are aware of the background or not, but we created a REC forum way back in 1987, and we started doing all over Delhi, all over India. We started doing it, and this was 72 batch. Me, Mr. R.D. Singh.
I'm aware of that, sir. We have your soft copies also.
Co-founders of the REC forum, and from there everything started taking jumps. Till that there was nothing. So nice knowing your contribution and your efforts and everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
sir. Are there any class reunions, like if 66 batch has a?
Yes, sir.
Recently, has a union. Every batch today has a union. Practically every batch today has a union. And this year, the 72, 77 will be having a Golden Jubilee meet in the college on 26, 27 November. So now, because of the Facebook and other reasons and the connectivity and the WhatsApp, each batch has a WhatsApp group by and large. by and large.
Yeah.
Plus, we
No,
have this.
WhatsApp. I'm talking about physically meeting in. Is there something like that for 66 batch? No?
Yeah, we met in 2016. We were going to meet in 2021, but because of the COVID,
Okay.
we could not. However, between 2016 and 2021, we had 3 other meetings. One was in Niagara Falls, one was in Seattle on the cruise,
Okay.
and the third one was in Rajasthan, Jaipur. And they are always having short meetings. And I think we will have one large 66 meeting coming soon. I cannot speak because it's Vishwamohan Bansal and KK and all that. They will be arranging it.
Okay.
And we will keep you informed.
Yeah. I mean, KK, I'm in touch with him, so that's good.
Yeah. And I think someone just
Shubha, just a word for Harinder, just for the benefit. I think most of know. Harinder is the heart and soul of this whole exercise that we have and this platform. Harinder, Roger, and Malla. And I want to say that we are really grateful for their selfless efforts that they have made to make us connected. So gratitude to Harinder for taking this effort. It takes a lot of guts to do things like this.
Absolutely.
Yes, for last more than 10 years, they have been working on this. And in fact, when I visited India, that was 3-4 years back, that time I was connected and I came to know about all the initiatives they are taking. If some of our classmates who had passed away, their families, they are supported. They are recently, our batch has built toilets in the girls' high schools in Haryana because the girls' government high school didn't have toilets for girls. So these type of initiatives they have done, and Harinder, as Sisodia sir said, he has been at the forefront of these efforts.
So I think we have Sukhdev Kapoor and Ashok Chandoki joining in. Mr. Sukhdev Kapoor, sir, you would like to come in?
Oh, hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please introduce yourself, sir? Where you are and which batch you are from?
Oh, okay,
location.
Yeah, I am from Sisodia's batch. Sisodia and I, we go long back. 1975-80 batch, electrical engineering. I graduated in 1980, and I immediately within a month or so, I left, came to US to attend Florida Tech to do the master's in electrical engineering. Dr. PDS Verma, if you guys remember, he was the one who had recommended our application, which fetched me a full tuitionship, and I did my master's in electrical engineering, and then followed by master's in computer science. And in 1982, I graduated with both the degrees, and at that point, I had multiple offers to work in different sectors. So at that point, I was a young kid, didn't know much as to which sector to go after. So I went with the highest bidder, whoever paid me the highest money. So I went with that. And in the hindsight, it just worked out beautifully. And I moved to Silicon Valley in 1982, and have never left Silicon Valley ever since. This has become my home. A lot of offers, a lot of opportunities came along to move out of the area I want to do for a dime. So I've been here since 82, worked at many companies within the Silicon Valley, and now I'm a part of the Valley. So that's pretty much what my background is. I have two boys. Older one is married and has a little baby girl. I have 4 generations living in the house with me. My wife's parents also live with me. So we have 2 doctors in the house, and so we are blessed with everything what we need. And I'm looking for excuses and opportunities to take retirement. As soon as it comes my way, I'll be looking forward to it. That's pretty much my background. Anything else specifically I can help anybody or I can guide somebody. Over the years, I have guided quite a few REC alumni, and I helped several in terms of placements and career guidance. Whenever I see an opportunity, I do provide that. That's pretty much about my background.
Sukhdev, do you know Bharat Madia?
Oh, sorry?
Bharat Madia?
Bharat Madia, no.
Okay. He was in San Jose, and he was from our batch, 66. And I heard he started his own electronics, I think circuit board manufacturing. So I was curious. I lost contact with him. Hey, Ashok, is that you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ashok sir, can you please
I will just add something for Sukhdev. Sukhdev, welcome. Actually, 2016, when I visited, Sukhdev hosted me along with my batchmate. There were almost 5-7 people. And he has a beautiful house in Saratoga. And he and his family hosted us so well. I still remember. This time we have not been able to meet because of COVID and small kids in both the places. So Sukhdev, I am still here. We will try and catch up before I leave.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. And Sukhdev has not mentioned. I was going through his mention somewhere in the group, and he is a person who's an expert in the startup business. And by the way, I also deal with startups. So Sukhdev, very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. So Sudhir is a kind man.
Yeah.
So my wife still remember.
We remember that. We remember that evening. It was just wonderful. And my daughter and my son-in-law have become your fans and the fans of REC. They were saying, "यार ये क्या आपका होता है पापा? ये तो हमारे यहाँ नहीं होता है ऐसे." So, and they remember you. So they remember you. They'll convey their regards to the whole family.
Yeah, one sad thing, which is probably I don't know how to put it, but with our generation, this culture is gonna remain. With once we are gone, it's gonna be very difficult for our kids, especially the kids who have been born and raised here in America, carry on and carry this culture.
Yeah.
So we kind of pardon my French, but we are the generation which is kind of screwed from both sides. So we have to take care of our kids, and we have to take care of our parents, and deal with both sides. But going forward, I don't know how well next generation will carry forward the same traditions and same culture, to what degree. And that's why I have done my level best. Everybody who knows me in my circle, they tell me I have no idea how the hell you've been able to do that. Forget about America. Even in India, people don't live. Fourth generation don't live these days together. They're fighting, they're separating, and so forth. And you have maintained so well. And especially my kids are doctors, and they make a whole hell of a lot of more money than I do. And they can very easily and very well find their own places, but they just find so much love and affection, at home, and they just don't want to go anywhere. So it's like, so we are somewhat blessed.
Very well. You are blessed, and it's very rare that you have kids that are grown up in this country and they're so family oriented. It's just not. It's something. It's a dying trait. If it's not this generation, one more generation, it'll be all dead. I'm sorry, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Ashok, sir, can you please introduce yourself?
He's muted.
You're on mute, sir.
Ashok,
We cannot hear you.
Unmute yourself. You are muted. We cannot hear you, Ashok.
We cannot hear you, sir.
Some challenges there,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Looks like there is some. So maybe when he comes back, then he can introduce himself. Meanwhile, I'll introduce myself briefly. My name is Shubha Rani Ukhade. I'm 1981 batch electrical, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I am an investment banker by profession. I work in technology industry, mainly in technology industry. And we are trying to, I started helping Harinder, Roger, and Pradeep, and all these people in US. And the objective of scheduling this meeting was to brainstorm initiatives. And I'll quickly go through the initiatives. But meanwhile, I see Ashok sir is back. Can he?
He's still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah, can you please introduce yourself, sir?
Well, this is I think this will be a third time to introduce myself. Okay.
Yeah, because there are some new people who were not there last time. So that's the reason.
Okay, thanks. I'm Ashok Chandok. I typed my name wrong last night. It should be K, but it's J. Okay. But other than that, I'm in United States since '79. And I've been mostly in aerospace companies. Still working for the Department of Defense. And I'm trying to help some people who are young guys, if I could, find them some jobs, something else. I've been able to find so many people some jobs here in engineering. And I think I put a question last time that for people coming from our colleges, who don't have the visa, things like that, we need to make a list of the companies who can hire them, who are on a so-called F1 visa or an H visa. And it's difficult these days, but I think there are industries out there who will like to hire some smart kids from some colleges. And if they need any references, I'll be glad to give them my reference and help them out. But like I said, I don't know anybody else, and I don't know any companies who are non-aerospace that much who can hire people who are different kind of visas. But I think manufacturing is one place to go where they will hire them because they need people. especially additive manufacturing of aerospace components very high these days. Anything with aerospace, civilian or military, they're looking for people in manufacturing. And if they need a reference, I'll be glad to give to them.
Great.
Yeah.
Ashok, you remember me?
Yes.
You don't remember me.
I don't remember you, no. Sorry.
Okay, I'll remind you an incident. I was Anil Khanna's roommate.
Okay.
And you used to come to my room because I had this book, Humphrey Topping, math book. You say, Ravinder, can I borrow that for a few hours?
What book was it?
Humphrey Topping. Humphrey Topping was the author.
Okay.
And it was a math book. And I had that. And I was the only one who had that.
Okay.
And you used to come, I need to do homework, and can I borrow this book? I remember you very well.
Thank you very much. I'm glad. I think you are in Texas, right?
Yeah. I'm in Dallas.
Yeah, so I think we have spoken a few times.
Yes,
but it's the first time I see your face.
Yeah, so
But,
I have been, you had a marriage of your son. I've
Yes.
seen those pictures and then you keep sending pictures from your Ferrari, and then you keep sending pictures
I don't have
of
the Ferrari anymore, but pictures are still there.
You sold it so quick?
No, no, because these days they're high in demand.
Yeah,
they give you more money what you paid for.
Yeah.
They're not making any more Ferraris.
Yeah. So you don't live in Miami anymore because you
No. I don't live in Miami. I live in Cincinnati area. And my son lives in Miami.
Oh, that's why you send pictures.
So I go back and forth.
Right. Okay.
So I will be able to travel. Right now I have been surgery, so I'm not traveling today, but hopefully within a few weeks I should be able to travel.
Your knee,
Florida.
right? Your knee. Yeah.
My left knee.
Right.
So as I'm talking to you, I put some ice on my left knee. So, but like I said, the purpose of this whole thing is like I explained before, is to help people. Our college friends, anybody who's from Rec 66, even when I help the other people who are not even from my college. So I will go out of my way to help college guys for sure. Their sons, their daughters, anybody.
Right.
I've talked to many people whose kids wants to get a job, but I keep them telling them, you know what, you have to get a visa here in this country first. You need some kind of a visa, okay? Okay.
Thank you.
That's
sir.
all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And I'll just quickly go in last 4 meetings. People have suggested different topics. So I'll just quickly go over those topics. And after that, I was hoping that if anyone has any other suggestion, we can add to the list and we can circulate that list so that people will have time and people will have time to read, to reflect back and add to that list. So the list, we are about 6-7 topics. One is building ecosystem for entrepreneurship for students and alumni. Second is building India-based supply chain for US companies. That's more like coordinating between people, US companies that want to shift their supply chain to countries like India, and to coordinate that with other records in India who will be able to provide those type of things or can guide in that area. So that was the second initiative. Then third was non-profit activities for children in India. That was one topic that was suggested. Then fourth is what Ashok sir mentioned just now. Have a list of industries or companies where Indians can easily get jobs. Then fifth is have some type of support for NIT students who come here to study further. So build a support system for them. And then sixth is having get together across US in different regions, so that people can actually physically get together, and that will basically will drive all these initiatives, will help with all these initiatives. So we need people in all the different locations who can spearhead the get-togethers. East Coast, West Coast, Chicago, Boston, Dallas. We need people in all these areas. So what I'm going to do, that I'll just circulate this list after the meeting, and we can add to that. But if there is anything else anyone has, any thoughts that you think we should add to this list, and now, please go ahead.
So I have one thought,
Yes.
or I should say one idea. Actually, it's not my idea. As I was mentioning, I was giving my introduction. I am an alumni of Florida Tech, and Florida Tech has done something very wonderful. In the early days, they would invite me or similar alumni who they feel are successful in their respective fields, and they will invite us to talk to the people over there, or they would ask us for donations and the money. And lately, they have asked me to join their alumni board to coach and guide the fresh graduates. And specifically, the areas which they ask is like mocked interviews. So they actually would have people who will set up an hour of Zoom talk with me, and it will be a mocked interview. So I would actually interview them as if I'm going to potentially hire them. And in many cases, when I'm interviewing them, I've actually ended up hiring them. So either I have hired within my own group, or I have recommended them within different groups or different departments within the company. And in many cases, I teamed them up with my friends in other companies such as Google, Apple. All of these are like right next door nearby. So that has worked very well, and this has been going on for past few years. It's not a very heavy load. Every once in a while, they'll ping me and they'll say, "Sir, we have 3 candidates, and we need to schedule 3 different slots with you." And I sort of do that as a part of the alumni activities. So that's something which could potentially be done here, where you can formally possibly tie in with NIT Alumni Association. I don't know if there exists one or not. If it exists, we could potentially tie in a more formal manner, and thereby these vehicles can be formally created, where alumni can go back home and talk to people, as well as provide them some mocked interviews, mocked setups, and so forth. That's just a thought.
I have one question for you, Sukhdev.
Yeah.
Is that your first name, or you call them as something else?
No, Sukhdev.
Okay. A question I worry, because you said you can help the people who are young graduates, you can hire them.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hire those people I was talking about who are on a F1 visa coming from India, very smart kids from the colleges? Could you help them and hire them and give them training so they can go for an H1 visa, work permit or something?
I personally don't get involved with any of the visa related stuff.
Not you,
So
but your lawyer can do. Your lawyers can do all that.
Actually, I don't know what the policy is. That's something I don't want to mislead or misguide. I usually don't. I have no background in that area.
Okay.
But I could potentially team up people. I have hired a lot of interns, but not where visas are involved, because those become hairy and tricky, and a lot of time consumption and legalities and all that. So which I am personally not good at, and I tend to shy away from that.
Okay, sounds fair.
Yeah, yes. And the alumni who are here, the younger generation, I'm sure there will be some who don't have the visa problem, and they're looking for jobs. So, Sukhdevji, definitely what you suggested, we can have that integrated in the initiatives that we are looking for.
Yeah.
And Harinder can tell more about the initiatives that RECNITKA had taken in India to support the NIT students. Harinder, please go ahead.
We've been getting in touch with the batches who are graduating. This was initiated last year. So currently we are in touch with the 2018 batch, getting them internships, and the next phase would be getting them jobs. Since we were too late for the 2018 batch, so 2019 the system is in place, and we would be working. There is a separate two-man team within our core group that we had set up, who will be driving that initiatives. So we will take care of their internships, and we have our own RECNITKA network. Reach out to our alumni, see if they need manpower, and then get them from our campus itself. So these are a couple of things that we're going to do. We're working on.
Harinder, do we have an outplacement office for
Yes.
these kids? Yes. So the college has that system.
College, see, currently what's happening is college has a professor who's assigned a sub role to manage also the training and placement. And the third and the final year from every department of engineering, there are two people who are nominated to work and assist for them. So they become a bridge between the placement side and the student side. So we are in touch with that team. So we're doing it parallelly also. So if they need something, they reach out to us, and we have any requirement, we post it into their group to communicate to the other batchmates, basically. Okay, this company has this requirement. So where we will pick up the people without having that process of going into the college, conducting one-to-one interviews. We will call those students out, and they will apply if they want to follow that stream, and then the alumni will take care of that. So we're trying to make it more open now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So in India, you are working with.
Why your voice has gone?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now better.
Okay, so what I was saying, in India, you are working with NIT students, and what Sukhdev sir, you are saying, talking about here in US. So definitely we will have some people who are looking for guidance here in US also. Sukhdev sir, you mentioned any specific areas that industries areas where you can help, because we can mention that, we will mention that in the our initiatives. What are the industries?
So my background is in the cloud, 5G, software, and so forth. So those are the areas where I can help. These are the most recent and upcoming technologies. These are really the happening technologies. and that's something I could possibly guide them. I have no clue about what do you call about manufacturing or any of those automated processes and all that. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, AI, ML, automation, orchestration, those kind of areas I can possibly help people with. And that's where the highest demand is currently. Most of these high-tech companies, Googles, Apples, and Cisco's and whatnot, technology companies, that's the area they're all looking into.
No, but you said something very correct though, Sukhdev.
Which is?
You said, which is the digital engineering, artificial intelligence. That's where the future is going.
Yes.
5G and iCloud, I agree with that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's the Air Force is promoting very heavily this digital engineering. Very heavy. So I think you said it's something very wrong. I think I'll be just to talk to you more about this because I don't understand this cloud business, you know. And
that's the 5G cloud. This is the latest. What is happening? I work with the federal government. I work with the Navy. I work with the U.S. Army. They're all sort of customer of ours.
Yes,
they're the largest enterprise customer in the United States for us, and we work very closely with them. And but I don't get into any development. I used to do many years ago. So now I'm a strategist and at an architecture level. So a high level direction as to where the industry is going, where the growth is taking place, and where what needs to be invested. So my role in the company where I'm currently, that's where it is. I report to the most senior level of executive team, and that's what I get pulled in when we need to talk to these high profile customers and so forth, or when we are making some strategic decisions in terms of where to invest and which area to go in. That's where I get involved. And but then there is a whole slew of management chain behind us to support us, and that's where the actual development work takes place. So that's where we refer people to. So once
Sukhdev, can you disclose the company name if you can?
Oh, I work for a company called Juniper Networks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I designed the cloud for Air Force, Navy, and Chevron and Microsoft. So basically, cloud AI intelligence is not difficult, but only thing is that we just cannot discuss the projects. And I do know Jennifer. Okay, I do know Jennifer, and basically, I may have seen you in some of the Bright webinars, but again, maybe a similar face. I don't know. So
no. I am always sort of in your face. I'm at the conferences. I usually get invited as a speaker. So I've been traveling very exclusively prior to pandemic, almost 10 to 12 trips every year internationally. So everywhere I'm in the conferences. I'm essentially the face of Juniper. I represent Juniper externally, and I sit in the standard bodies where the actual next generation Open RAN standards are being made. Represent the company there. So I am actually even on the IT. What is that called? I can't remember it. Government of India. They just formed a new under IT organization. Something for 5G, and they invited experts from all over the world in different areas, including from US. So I was asked to go participate in there. So I do sit in that. I sit in that as well. I represent Juniper in there. And that's where the overall test strategy is being discussed right now for the entire India, that how do they want to build the test infrastructure to test their next generation of IT technology, involving 5G and beyond 5G. So I do get involved into those kind of initiatives. So I operate at a very high level, very strategic level. And, but like I said, but I have access to a lot of development resources where I do sort of make those influences, and that's why I'm able to push a lot of people in. And we're always hiring and firing. I mean, as you know, Silicon Valley is very dynamic. Nothing is for life. Nothing is granted. So the people who perform, they stick around. The people who can't perform, they are let go. And we do hire a lot of people, and that's how I'm able to help people with this mock interviews. And many a time I will bring up my team member and I'll say, hey guys, interview this person and see where would he fit, and see if you can try to get him in, and so forth. So those are the ways I can potentially help. You know. But other than that, I don't have any more specifics to talk about.
So where do you live?
Sorry?
Where do you live?
Silicon Valley.
I'm in Silicon Valley, the heart of Silicon Valley, Saratoga.
Okay.
Saratoga.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you, sir. So definitely, I think the ecosystem that we are thinking about building for entrepreneurship for students and alumni, I think you will be you'll be able to, we can come to you for your guidance in that area. I think that will be a very good area where your experience will be really helpful for us. And we will reach out to you more. And meanwhile, I will circulate the initiatives that we have collected till now. And second, I also will circulate a Google sheet where all the alumni, if you can include your information. This is just professional information, name, areas of expertise, industries of expertise, those type of things, because then it will be easier for us to know whom to contact for what.
Shobha, there was one more thing that it was in the initiative somewhere, that you will be looking at whatever you call registration in USA. So if we send the contributions, they become tax-free.
Yes.
So that should be included in that list also.
Yes.
So your item number 5 is to by heart. Any NIT students comes here should not be left alone. Same thing about 6 and 7 should be that we should have a way to help tax-free with tax benefits. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah. That is we will be looking into that in area that how to.
I didn't get the tax angle. What was that? I missed.
Non-profit, sir. So the RECNITKA in India is a non-profit organization.
Oh, in India.
In India, but in US it is not. So the way we are contributing to RECNITKA is we just collect fund and we send it to RECNITKA, but we don't get any tax benefit on that because it's not non-profit in US. So that's what Raj Kapoor just was saying, that we need to have an organization, non-profit organization in US, because many US based alumni have shown interest in contributing to specific initiatives or in general to the RECNITKA. So that's what he was saying, that we should have the non-profit organization. And that will be a process where we have to register and build non-profit organization here.
Sukhdev, one of the other colleges, which is, I think, where my nephew is the president of an NCR chapter, they have in USA formed a tax-free organization to help the students coming from India for that particular purpose. So that way it cannot be challenged by different minorities or other things that you are secular or something. So if something like that can be formed, then our contribution can directly go to the help NITKA past students, family members, or their kids. So
I
that's
see.
the goal.
I see.
It's a 503c organization. Organization that's non-profit. Yes, we can do that.
Got it.
We can do that. So, thank you, sir, all of you for joining us today. And Harinder, you were saying something.
Yeah, basically to come in, there have been cases, why RECNITKA was born was one of our batchmates suddenly left us, and his family went into some family issues. The assets were lost. They were without house, property, finances. That's where we stepped in. We funded. We got their dues back to the family, and we spent some money to educate the children. And currently also there is a 80 batch alumni Suhag who we lost, and then his wife had also been had expired a few years ago. So that there were 3 kids who were without any support. So currently we are supporting the education of the 2 kids. So people are contributing and we take care of the fees of the students. So these are some of the activities that we are doing currently. So anything in distress, anybody needs help, we step in, collect funds and give it to them.
Shubha, can you send the information about where we can send contribution to RECNITKA, even if we send it to our family, because we can send it from the bank direct? Can you please send that also as a 8th item? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Harinder will,
We'll share that information, because currently we are working on an initiative, 2 initiatives. One is getting this funds from abroad, because recently for 71 batch, they raised around 13-14 lakh of rupees, which was routed through us. So a couple of people sent it to their family, and the family sent it to us, and we sent it to the college. And
that's how we did in 66.
Yes,
basically, we have 4 permanent scholarships. They published wrong. They said 61, 66.
I know,
they should have said 66, 71. Yeah, and again, we want to do more. Thank you.
So that we're doing, and the current project that we're working on is insurance. We're trying to negotiate with the insurance company and offer that as a top-up to all alumni, so they can, by paying a small premium, cover themselves with a higher amount and their families and their parents. So that should be rolled out in the next 1 or 2 months. And we're looking at opening it up even globally. So by paying a small premium of say 5,000 to 10,000 rupees, you can increase your cover by almost 5 to 10 lakh of rupees from your existing. So that's something that we're working on, and there's a team working on that. These are some things that we are currently doing.
There's one more thing where we may need help, and I can tell you what it is. We have Indian accounts, but we cannot withdraw because we don't have Aadhaar number.
Yeah.
So if you have somebody in contact in there or something, that's one thing we'll need some information on how they can help us, so that we can take that money out and then again contribute it. We probably will not bring it back here. So
there are a couple of alumni sitting in North Block in the ministry, revenue ministry. So we can address your concerns to them directly. Like I had mentioned earlier, that when I addressed, my problem was solved. So I had my income tax refund, which was stuck up for almost a decade. I walked into the junior's office and I told them, boss, mera paisa nikalo. And by the time I got down the income tax building, the money was transferred into my account. So that's the flexibility we have with our alumni.
Thank you.
So we will use that. So any concern, any alumni, please reach out to the admins or me or Shubha, any of the core members. We have a special WhatsApp group of Sarkar, RECNITKA Sarkar, where we have all the babus inside that group. So whether he's a commissioner or he's a policeman, we have a group. We shoot the problem there and you get a solution. Everything is there in place.
Okay.
Anything else before we move on and close, sir? Mr. Sukhdevji, Kapoorji?
No, nothing from my side. I'm not I'm not that active as you guys are. Hats off to you for doing
Thanks,
all this.
sir. I looking at your profile, I think I'll reach out to you and we get you address our juniors also, so that they know where we are and what we are doing.
Yeah, I'm not a driving kind of a guy, so I'm a driven I'm a driven
No,
kind
we
of
will
a
drive
guy.
it. You can sit behind and speak for us.
Yeah, so I'm a lazy at heart, so just like to take things easy. Somebody pushes me and I get things done. Otherwise, nothing will ever get done. If you put on anything on my head and expect it to be done, it's not going to happen. So I'm sorry. So
We'll just take your time, nothing more than that.
Yeah.
And
Nope.
you can share your experiences like you shared today.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
be
you.
there.
Shubha, you can wind up.
Yeah, so thank you all of you for joining, and I appreciate you taking the time today. And as I said, I will circulate the list and also circulate the Google Doc with where you can put information about your areas of expertise, industries, etc. Anything else, please reach out to us. When you will have our contact information.
I'm good.
We send you the information. Yeah. So thank you, sir. Good night.
All right.
All of you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody,
Bye.
have a
Bye.
wonderful evening.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.